So the Boy Scouts have changed their name to Scouting America, and this has sparked a controversy and caused a whole lot of outrage on the right, especially in MAGA land, because they act as though there's this woke mob out there that just goes around forcing these places to change their names. They act like a group of people is just going to burst in and put you in a hammerlock or put you in the Kimura and hold you there until you tap out and change your name. That's not what happened at all. The Boy Scouts changed their name because they have been so steeped in controversy lately from all the sexual abuse claims that's been made against them. They thought it would be a good idea to rebrand and call it Scouting America, because now girls are allowed in too. And so times change, folks. I know MAGA wants to take us back 114 years and just keep us there, but times change and people evolve and ideas evolve, and that's pretty much why they changed their name. But now over on Fox News, Sean Hannity is blaming this on the woke mob. But I want you to take a look at this clip, because the same day that Hannity is blaming this on the woke mob, Steve Doocy on Fox and Friends says they rebranded themselves because of all the sexual allegations. Take a look at this.
And the Boy Scouts of America are now extinct. Why? Because of woke left-wing politics. And, all right, another day, another organization has fallen victim to the woke mob. Yesterday, the Boy Scouts of America announced they're changing their name to Scouting America in an attempt to be more inclusive.
Dry up. One of the reasons behind this, in addition to the trying to be more inclusive, they say, and the rebranding is, you know, and I was a Boy Scout for like, I don't know, 7-8 years.
Till last year.
It was a lot of fun. Right up until last year.
You can make a fire with 2 sticks.
I could, and I can do lashings and knots and semaphore.
Slip nuts.
But here's the thing. They had to rebrand because they went bankrupt, because they were facing $2.5 billion worth of abuse claims because of Boy Scout leaders back in the day.
So don't bother the girls.
They haven't talked about the
girls
yet.
want to join.
I was a Browning.
That clip came from a really good channel called Decoding Fox News. If you haven't checked it out, I'm going to tag it below. Be sure to check it out, because they always break down all the contradictions that Fox News gives in a day. But my question to the viewers of Fox News is, how do you not catch contradictions like that? How do you listen to Hannity? How do you listen to Fox and Friends? They contradict one another. Now, which one do you pick? Or do you just pick the one that is the flavor of the minute on Fox News? You know, I can remember being a kid growing up in church. I got kicked out of Sunday school for asking too many questions. The teacher said that I was disrupting the class and confusing the other kids. And so they put me out there with the big boys. And growing up in a Pentecostal church in southeast Kentucky, man, if you've ever seen the Blues Brothers with all the backflips and the somersaults, I mean, that's pretty much kind of what it was like. I got took from the frying pan and threw right into the fire. And so I had a lot more questions. And anytime that I did, I was just told that, you know, I was thinking in the flesh and that I needed to think in a spiritual mind. They would always tell me, if you'll think in the spiritual mind, then you'll understand what it is we're saying. Well, now I'm a grown man and I'm seeing that same kind of thing happening on Fox News, that same type of rhetoric. It's like, you know, come over here, just stay in this echo chamber where we'll make you feel comfortable. Don't question it. Just go along with whatever we say here at this particular moment, and everything's going to be okay. But like I said at the start of the video, you know, the Boy Scouts have been around for 114 years. Things change. Times change. People evolve. Ideas evolve. And are we supposed to just hold on to everything that was created over 100 years ago? I've always said, and I heard this line from one of my favorite comedians, Doug Stanhope, but tradition is just a dead man's baggage. Why carry it around? You know, why go out there and hang on to these things? And if you don't have children that's in the Scouts, then what difference does it make? You know, none of my children are going to be in Scouting America, so I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time and my energy fighting these culture wars that have nothing to do with me. And again, there's not this woke mob out there running around putting people in a hammerlock until they make them change their name. But that's always the way that Fox News, that's always the way that the right is going to portray it, because they just have to keep everybody thinking there's some sort of enemy out there coming for their way of life. Now, do you guys remember Katie Britt? She's the lady that did the rebuttal to Joe Biden's State of the Union address from her kitchen. Well, if you thought she was off the wall during that whole video, check out this clip of her here on Fox News talking about the Scouts.
Truly, Sean, this is why we need President Trump back in the White House. He will bring common sense. He understands the values this nation was built on, and he knows that he will not bend to the woke mob. He will let our children be children. He will let them grow and thrive and learn to stand for the flag, to love this country, and to be who they are.
Go woke, go broke. The Boy Scouts, we can pretty much declare, are dead as of tonight. An extinct group. It's over. After however many years, that organization is never going to be respected again.
So this country needs Donald Trump to make kids stand for the flag. I'm sorry, but these people are just weird. I don't want a president that goes around doing that, sticking his nose in everybody's business. And they're the party that says, don't tread on me. They're the party that says they want limited government, yet they want the president to chime in and force organizations to live according to how they see fit. Explain that one to me. How can they be the party of limited government when they're the party that sticks their nose in everyone's lifestyle who they disagree with? They can start creating laws. They start saying Donald Trump should come in and step in and force these people to change. So how can they call themselves the party of limited government? I'm sorry, but that's just weird that they would want a president to force everyone to live the way that they do. That's not freedom. That's not what we're all about. I don't want Joe Biden out here forcing everyone to be exactly like him, to be a carbon copy. And I don't want Joe Biden out there forcing people to live exactly like I do. I want everybody out there to have the freedom to be who they want to be and who they were born to be, and, you know, live and let live. I mean, it's a simple philosophy, but to me, that's what America is all about. That's what freedom is about. It's about everyone being free, and whether we agree with each other is irrelevant. I don't have to agree with everybody to say that I want them to be free, that I want them to have the right to live and be happy like everybody else. I don't want a country that looks exactly like me. I don't want a country whose ideas are exactly like mine. That's not even natural to me. It doesn't even feel right. You know, I'm intrigued by other people's beliefs. I want to learn about other cultures and other people and other struggles that people go through. And if people wants to sit back and call me woke, then go ahead. You all can turn that into a dirty word if you want to, but I don't find it to be a dirty word. I never have. I don't see anything wrong with being awake. I don't see anything wrong with being aware of my surroundings. I don't see anything wrong with looking over at the struggles of other groups of people and saying, hey, let's listen to each other and let's try to help each other so that we can all be free. The idea that they want a president to come in and make kids stand up, that's not patriotic. Forced patriotism is not patriotism. Forcing someone to be patriotic is not patriotic. You know, we fought wars against people who did that kind of thing. And I've told this story before, but it bears repeating. Back when I was a kid, the Gulf War was going on, and my grandpa was still alive, and he was a World War II veteran. And so I saw some protesters who were burning the American flag and jumping up and down on it. These were Americans doing this. And I remember as a kid getting really upset because I thought, oh man, my grandfather fought for that flag and they shouldn't be disrespecting it that way. So I went to my grandfather with, you know, that information that I got and said, hey, Papa, guess what they're doing, you know? And he said, yeah, I sure don't like seeing that. And I said, they ought to lock those people away. They ought to put them in jail. And he was like, well, no, I wouldn't go that far with it. And I was like, really? Why? He said, well, he said, listen, he said, I wouldn't want to, I don't believe in doing that. I wouldn't want to see you do that either. He said, but, you know, he said, they have a right to. They have a right to protest their own government and protest wars that they don't agree with. They have every right to. He said, I think they're taking it too far. I personally don't agree with it, but that's part of the price of freedom. That's what we fought for, was to give people the freedom to speak out. And so I remember as a kid being very humbled by his answer. So that's why when I hear people like Katie Britt say, we'll get a president come in there and he'll make everybody stand up, that doesn't excite me. And I don't think that would have excited my grandfather either. He was a lifelong Republican, more of the Eisenhower era Republican. And Eisenhower would be pretty hated today in MAGA land. For those of you who have ever studied his presidency, he definitely was not governing like a modern day Republican at all. He was the guy that said any party that done away with Social Security and Medicare would be fools. And so, you know, he may be the last great Republican president we ever had, but he was a great president. And, you know, here we are now, all these years later, with them wanting a president to just force everybody to bend to their will. But there's no woke mob out there coming after these things. What it is, it's Fox News getting you all worked up over a bunch of nothing. And at the end of the day, it's not going to affect you. I can't count the times that I have seen people get all bent out of shape over some culture war, over something going on, and that's never going to come to their town, never going to affect them in any way, but they feel like there's somebody out there that's coming for their way of life. Well, there's not. The only people that's coming for your way of life is these Republican politicians who is coming after your future, taking away the rights of your daughter. They're going to, by the time they're done, they're going to take away everything that you once had. You're going to be left with nothing except these ridiculous culture wars that you can sit and fight amongst yourself with. And at the end of the day, what's that?